Hello, what's up guys? Now I will show you how to automate any website login using Python. We will use a library called Selenium. It is a library that enable and support the automation of web browsers. So we will use one of its function, which is the web driver. So let me show first how this works. So I have written this script, so you can just click on it. Yeah, as you can see, let me try it again. Yeah, it will automatically fill it for us, and we can easily automate our login. So let's start our project here. So I will make a new folder. So I will name it SUM Spectrum. Okay, let me in and open. I use VS Code. You can use any editor that you prefer. So I prefer VS Code here. So first, we will make two files. One is for Python, and the another one is our info, our credential, our username and our password. Okay. So the first thing you will do, you will use, in order to use this web driver, we must have the driver for Chrome, Firefox, and Microsoft Edge. Each have different driver for each browser. So I use Microsoft Edge, so I will have to download the web driver. So you can just um, search, for example, Edge web driver. So we will go to this and take note of the version of your browser. So for example, we can just go to the settings. So about Microsoft Edge. So my version is 8.0.05.68. So I will have to download the driver that is same with my version. So going back to the web driver. So my version is 6.8 at back. So I will download it. Just for me. So I have here. I open it, and I have my MSH driver. So I open this file. Just drag it. Okay, now we now have all of the our need files. Okay, going back to VS Code. Okay, now the first thing that you should do is in the info.py, you set your username here and just put your username here. I don't know, like whatever something. And second is your password, and just put your password here. Okay, save it. Okay, now we will move to spectrum.py. So in order to use the driver, we must from Selenium. Oh wait, okay, before that, you can open your command prompt, and you must first install it. So for Python, the package install is called pip, so you can just pip install Selenium. Okay, as you can see here, requirement already satisfied because I have already downloaded. Okay, now after I have downloaded Selenium, so I will from Selenium import WebDriver. Okay, so after that we will import our info.py here because we want to use these variables. Now I will import info. So whatever your file name here is, maybe information.py, so you will have to import information. Yeah, your file name is here. Okay, next, you want to get the URL of the website that you want to automate. So in this example, I want to automate the Spectrum login. So of course, I have to open the Spectrum. Okay, now I will copy this link. Maybe it's good. Just paste it here. Okay, now we have our URL here. Okay, now we will set our driver. So driver equal to WebDriver dot. Uh, in this example, I use H as my WebDriver. So H here, and this is the path, the executable path. So I store it on my. So I install it on my here message. So I will just copy here, double quote, and we must use front slash, not backslash. ms h driver.exe. Okay, now we have set up our driver. So now we will pass the URL to the driver. So driver dot get URL. Yeah, URL here, URL here. Now we have get. So now we will access the component that we need in order to automate the login. So now we will open Spectrum. So as we know that we have to do 4 action here. For the username here, and the password, and the selection of status, and lastly the sign in click. So in order to do this, to access each of the components, we will use inspect element. Okay, now I have now. So we use this select an element in the page to inspect it. Select first. So I will choose the username here. So as you can see here, this is the username part. So this is input tag with name of uname, UNAME. So back into VS Code. Uh, so if you go to this website and Selenium Python implementation, we have several functions to find each of the component. So this is name. So we will use this find element by name. You can just see the example here. So now driver dot find element by name uname, and after that you have to send keys, which means the things that we want WebDriver to automatically fill it for us. So this is our username. So back into our info.py here, we will use the variable from info.py. So info dot username. Yeah, because this is stored in this username. So info dot username. Okay, now for a password, the same like before, select and select password, and this is it. The name is password. So just use same here, and this is our password. And same like before, info dot password. Okay. Now the next thing that you want to do is select this status here. Okay. So the same like before, select element, select this selection, and we have select domain id domain. So we can use name domain, or we can use the id function like what we have here, like find element by id or find element by name. So it is up to you to use, but I will use find element by name domain. So here, find element by name domain, send keys. So I am a student here, so I will send this student. So we'll put here as student. Okay, now and last, choose this click. We must use the click button. Okay, choose here, and we can see here. As you can see here, this button doesn't have a name. Here we have type, value, on click, class. So we have this class btn. So we can actually access this button, and if you can see here, we have a function name find element by class name. So we can use this find element by class name. Yes, I will just copy it. So driver dot find element by class name. So the class name is, wait, I forgot. Class name is btn. So since this is a button, so we use c.click. And now we are pretty much done, and just remember to this info, put your own username and your own password here. Yeah, you don't want to expose this to anybody, right? Okay, so I will change the first. Okay, wait. Okay, I have changed the username and my password here. Okay, I will run this code right now. Okay, now it's done. So you can actually do this with any websites. Yeah, you just use the same technique here. Use element, inspect all of the required form or steps that you need to do to log in it into the system. So I think this is an easy to do for beginners. Yeah, it's so easy. So I guess that is all. Okay, see you next time.